So the morning rambling with Amblin didn't turn out. There was a lot of wind whipping around my mics, which are apparently not noise canceling. I left this morning, right as I was leaving the door. I saw Teresa post in my Discord about insurance, and I thought that would be something fun to talk about. So I talked about it on my morning ramble, and you just can't hear it. There's just enough breeze blowing in just the right directions that it was terrible to listen to. So you're getting video from, this is video from, I think it was Sunday. Enjoy it. The issues that I have is I don't think that insurance, making officers carry their own insurance, I don't think it necessarily is going to change anything. I am not terribly sure that cities carry insurance for officers individually in the first place. Cities are going to carry their own insurance because cities are going to often be sued when the officers are sued. Cities have deeper pockets than officers do. So if the officer violates someone's rights, or a plaintiff believes an officer violated their rights, they're probably going to try to go after the city too. But assuming arguendo that the police officers are covered for lawsuit liability by the city, which I don't believe they are, or at least I don't believe that is the general state of affairs in the U.S. But assuming that they are, transferring that to the officers wouldn't necessarily change anything, and I'm going to tell you why, or at least not change anything useful. The first thing I want to look at is auto insurance. California required everybody to carry their own auto insurance, and that did not decrease the rate of accidents. So that's not a good indicator. I don't think that the police generally go out intending to violate someone's rights. But when they end up in that situation, I don't think that the very first thing they're going to think about is, oh my God, my insurance rates might go up if I do this. I'm sure they're thinking, oh my God, I hope I don't, I hope I don't personally get arrested for violating this guy's rights. I hope I personally don't get, a judgment against me, etc. They're not thinking about the insurance rates. They're thinking about the more immediate harm. Like when you are speeding, you're not worried about your insurance rates going up. You're worried about getting a speeding ticket. And the additional effect of your insurance rates going up are an afterthought, if anything. The second thing is, if, again, assuming that the city is carrying the liability insurance, or the lawsuit insurance for police officers as individuals, if they stopped doing that, that would have been a benefit. If they stopped doing that, if they were offering that as a benefit and they stopped doing that, what they will probably end up doing is they'll probably end up offering it as like how they offer health insurance now. A group plan where individuals can buy into it and, save money because they're pooling their resources. I don't think it will change anything. Again, I'm not convinced that cities carry lawsuit insurance for the police officers as individuals. And then qualified immunity. This brings up qualified immunity. I don't think many people understand qualified immunity very well. Let me use this example to try to explain it. Let's say that you're a jailer. Let's say you're a jail guard. And let's say that you've got Billy Bad Apple in there, and every time you have to interact with Billy Bad Apple, he throws a fit, he attacks you, he assaults you, and you have to use force to restrain him so that you can, clean the feces out of his cell, or you can, force him to take his medication or whatever you need to do, force him into court. And every time you do this, Billy Badapple, who happens to be a prison lawyer, a jailhouse lawyer, he'll go to the law library, he'll draft up a complaint, and he will sue you every time. And let's say that there is no qualified immunity. So every time you have to interact with Billy Badapple, he's going to sue you. And you have a job. You can't just hang out all day at the courthouse answering complaints and filing counter motions or responses to motions or anything like that. Conducting discovery, doing depositions. You don't have the time for that. You don't have the money for that. And so what will happen if there wasn't qualified immunity is that eventually Billy Badapple is going to abuse the system enough that you, the prison guard, are going to be unwilling or unable to be a prison guard. You're going to be unwilling or unable to afford to be able to interact with Billy Badapple. Either that, or you're going to start caving in to Billy Badapple's demands. And just by threat of lawsuit, Billy Badapple is going to be able to force you to do what he wants. The convict is going to be able to force the jailer to do what the convict wants, whether it's right or wrong. That's the kind of thing that qualified immunity is designed to do. It's designed to shield cops from frivolous, meritless lawsuits. It's designed to allow them to cut their losses. Yeah, the cop's going to have to, hire a lawyer to file that initial response or whatever. Great. It's going to cost him some money, but it's not going to cost him an arm and a leg. It's not going to cost him $80,000 every time he has a frivolous lawsuit filed against him. So I hope that maybe clears it up a little bit. It's fine and everything. Your opinion is fine. Your opinion is wonderful, and it's great to have them. But there are very few simple answers in the world, and insurance. Thinking that having officers carry their own insurance for lawsuits, thinking that that's some sort of remedy, I think is you're probably missing some crucial factors. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great morning.